eye is back. That wasn't creepy at all.
Reason why I dislike off-shoulder drops is because they just
Rise up. Hello, Team Komal.
Today I want to do a Komal Talks video, so I asked you guys on all of my social media, what is it that you want me to talk about? I thought I would get one solid topic that maybe I can talk about, but I ended up getting smaller questions, so I will try to answer those smaller questions. So regarding editing process of videos you shoot, chopping them off. What? It's just called editing. I've said that a lot before. I use a mix of softwares depending on the time that I have. If I don't have that much time, I will use the Windows software just for editing videos. Mostly I use Adobe Premiere Pro. That's the one that I use. It's very difficult to use, so I never tell people to start using it. You need a lot of experience and practice before you use Adobe Premiere Pro. Start off with basics. There's no best software or anything like that. Muskan Ahuja. I like that she put 2 exclamation marks on the back of it. You know, the funny part about body shaming is the last video that I did about body shaming. Surprisingly, right after I did that video, I ended up working with something. Dun, 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 dun. And that something turned out to be one of the weirdest experiences for me as somebody who's not skinny or somebody that doesn't look like a supermodel or just a model in general. Basically of not having statistics that are conventionally attractive. This happened to me in the professional sphere, so it wasn't even like a personal thing, and it was very humiliating. I was put on the spot. It was very indirect, and obviously I could see what was happening, and the people that were doing it did not want to confront the problem, and I ended up not working with that particular thing. And I learned a lesson. Whenever you're working with anything, make sure that everything is very clear cut, and do not ever let the person in front of you ever just, you know, make you feel uncomfortable. Shweta Siraj says plus size and big. I don't really think I have crazy amounts of chest, to be very honest, but definitely, oh my god, a lot of things I can't wear, and there are a lot of things that become like sexy without trying if you have a bigger chest. But yeah, definitely you should wear things that are of your size and not like somebody that is like 3 sizes smaller than you, because I feel a lot of people do that. Just buy things that are complete like chipko, and I don't think you should do that. I think it's very, it doesn't look nice. What? Okay, Neeti, that has never happened to me. Nobody has ever said to me that you're fat, so you shouldn't. Like, what? Every single workspace has these lovely people called human resources, and if anybody says anything about your body or the way you look in regards to your work, if you think that it's uncalled for, just go to the HR people. I mean, it's their job to sort all of this shiz. Well, we are in luck, because I don't think that I'm that bad at decision making, but definitely I don't think I'm extremely bad at it. I'm like midway bad at it. Whenever you have to decide on something, just evaluate what exactly is it that you want. I think when you have your aim in your mind, it's very, very easy for you to decide on what you want. And sometimes people are just really slow in terms of decision making, so you'd rather take your time than do something stupid, because let's face it, everybody has the potential of doing something stupid. This one, as a person who has gone from not applying any makeup on her face to knowing how to apply makeup on my face, I can definitely tell you that people do have issues with people that apply makeup. Looking pretty all the time. Oh yeah, looking pretty all the time. It's kind of weird, especially in India. I feel like people are extremely hypocritical in terms of makeup. They would not want their daughters to have makeup on their face when they're younger, but the minute you get married, everybody magically wants you to look amazing and have crazy amounts of makeup on your face because now you're married and you're supposed to. And you're just sitting there, you're like, I don't even know how to apply makeup. There's some serious problem with our society. We are okay with telling women that you should apply makeup when we think it's right, and when we think it's not right, we tell them not to apply makeup. Hypocritical. Sadly, you cannot ignore annoying people, especially when those annoying people are related to you, because they're related to you and you can't do anything about it. You can run, you can hide, but not all the time. The first question you should ask yourself when you don't like somebody is, why do you not like them? Most of the time, annoying people annoy you because they step out of their boundaries and they make you feel uncomfortable. So just stay away from them. If you are lucky enough to not be related to these uncomfortable people, just stay away from them. If you are related to them, I think it gets very difficult because first of all, I would just like to say that I don't think I'm in a position that I can guide somebody to be a blogger. Completely honestly, I don't think anybody can guide you to be a blogger, because blogging and YouTubing is such a thing where you have to feel the connection with people that are viewing your videos or are reading whatever you write. If you don't have that connection, then you're not a blogger. Just because you have a camera and you look glamorous and you can do good videos or good, I don't know, photo shoots, I personally don't think that makes you a blogger, because blogging in itself has to have that connect of real people with real people. That's just the way I think of things. I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% right. I'm 100% sure other people have different perspectives on it. Make sure that whatever you put out there is something that you personally believe in, because I feel like if you do what everybody else is doing, it just doesn't make any sense. I know a lot of people think that it's about the amount of subscribers you have or the amount of views that you have, and a lot of bloggers go in the wrong direction of buying stuff online, like subscribers and views and all of that. Don't do that, because that is not going to give you anything in the long run. It's just going to mess up your statistics, and you might look like, oh my god, you're growing like so crazy, but in reality it's all just a sham. So just stay grounded, stay focused, know what you want to do, and if you like blogging, then you don't really need any help. You just do what comes naturally to you. I think I might potentially have the most varied questions here. One of them is about the meaning of life and the other one is about bras. I personally do not think that you have to get married. Haters gonna hate, potato. There, I said it. If you are earning extremely well and can pay for your own self, feel that physically and emotionally you don't really need somebody there all the time. The problem in India is that all the roles in our society are so well defined that if you want to get your house painted and if you're a single girl, you have to call your parents in, simply because the painters will not take you seriously. They would want to hear a man say the same shit that you're saying, but they're not going to listen to you because you're a woman. Society, why you be so crazy? Why? This did happen to me, so that's why I can tell it from experience. I kept on telling the guys that painted my room that I wanted it completely white. They just kept on just not listening to me at all, and at the end of the day I have to tell my dad to tell the painters that I want the whole room white, and then they're like, oh yeah, okay. The problem. So if you stay in a city which is deeply rooted in like just sexist ideology and just gender roles are very well defined and very strict, then I don't think it's going to be that easy for you to do. But then there's always options. I mean, you can go for a painter that you know is not a bumhole. So yeah, I don't think you should get married because the painter doesn't listen to you. So first of all, it means a lot that you think that you should ask me this and not, I don't know, other people. So with me, I've always been like this. Heyo. I've always not cared about what other people were saying. That has earned me the nickname of Buggy. My mom used to call me that when I was young, and my mom still calls me that because I just do not listen to what other people are saying. If somebody says that you cannot do this, I do not listen to it. And I've always been like that because I never understand why people want to do what other people are doing. It never makes any sense to me, and that's why I just don't do it. That being said, I do not make dumb decisions just because I want to do something that other people are not doing. It's very important to know who you are before you go into the world, because if you don't know who you are, even if you sit in an interview, you will not know what to say when they ask you describe yourself, and that's going to be the most uncomfortable interview ever. You need to take risks, you need to do things just your way. To be completely honest, nobody can tell you that you are doing exactly what other people are doing. If you don't see it, nobody can show it to you. The only way you can get away from the crowd is that you see that there is a crowd, and most of the people do not see that they're within the crowd, that they make the crowd, and some people do. And I feel like that is a very personal and it's a thing that comes naturally to you. It's not something that somebody can teach you. I can't say that because I'm not nice to all. I used to. Then I realized that some people, if you're nice to them, then shit might hit the fan, to be very honest. You should be nice to probably everybody that you meet. You have to be courteous to everybody that you meet. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be there to push your buttons. No. And you cannot be nice to those people. So I am not going to tell you something fake and tell you that, oh, you should be nice to everybody that you meet. But personally, you cannot be nice to everybody that you meet. And you should concentrate on being normal with everybody that you meet rather than being nice, because a lot of times people have alternative motives, and you should be a little careful in dealing with people. I don't think there's any problem with being too emotional or overthinking things. I think this question was asked to the wrong person because I'm actually giving the exact opposite answers. I don't think that being too emotional is a problem, so I cannot suggest you to be less emotional. I think it's as necessary as being rational, and I don't think overthinking is a problem. As a student of literature, overthinking is not a problem, believe me. You might solve a lot of mysteries with overthinking than you would without it. I think society makes everybody a bitch. Most of the time you meet people that do not have alternative motives, as I said before, but sometimes you do meet people that have alternative motive. So rather than being a bitch to those people, just remove and step away from the situation rather than trying to solve their issues, because you will not be able to solve their issues and they will drag you down in their pile of poop. Society make it the bitch. I do agree that this phase is really weird. I feel that this phase is really weird because our society makes everything about women. So cool if we could just like switch off society. Switch on, switch off, switch on. Person who has experienced this and who has friends that are currently experiencing it, it is very annoying. It is extremely creepy. You might think that the only solution is to punch people in the face, but do not punch people in the face. I personally believe that you should know every single thing that you want to do, all the housework, all work that you personally can, simply because you don't want to be dependent on anybody. You could be a guy, you could be a girl, you could be anybody. But you need to know how to cook, how to clean, how to do every single thing around the house, simply because you do not want to be dependent on anybody. That being said, a lot of people think that it's I don't know why they say that, but it's apparently the duty of the girl to do all of those things, which I find to be bull poo. I think the only way that you can handle this sort of pressure is by just let it go, can't hold on anymore. That was bad. That you can deal with this phase is by talking to your friends, because I feel like that has helped me and my friends a lot, just by talking about our problems, because people around you will not understand your frustrations unless they are your friends, because friends don't ask questions, they understand most of the time. Learning new things should never be a problem, because if you learn it, it becomes useful and you can use it whenever you want to. But if you don't want to do it, then if the pressure is there, it becomes very irritating. I personally think you should do what you want. Empathetic as well as smart and intellectual. That's it. You have to have a voice. You have to be completely brave about using that voice, and you have to know your ground, and you have to stand your ground and just work. I don't know why I did that. I personally don't believe in the caste system, because see, originally the caste system was very, very different than what it is right now. The caste system was just a distinction of what you do for a living. It could be 4 different people of 4 different castes within one family, because throughout the family different people would be doing a different job. That's how it was. And then it started becoming just this confusing feudal structure where people were just trying to malign other people, and then started thinking that they were better than other people because of the distinction of the caste. Something as small as distinction in society is now made into such a huge deal that you can't get married within that caste, whereas like it doesn't make any sense. You ask the person that says that you can't do an intercaste marriage, that why can we not do an intercaste marriage, they cannot give you an answer. If you can't really reason it, and the only way that you can explain something is by saying that that's just the way that it is, that's not good enough a reason. From my side, thumbs up. You can do whatever you want, okay? I don't know if I think she's just trolling me. She's just trying to be funny. I haven't really used tampons ever. I've heard that they could be uncomfortable and they could not be uncomfortable. Depends on your nether regions. I haven't really used them ever, but I've heard a lot of good things about them, and I've heard a lot of bad things about them. So I guess you would have to use it to know. Crazy in love, coming, just so crazy in love. My whole khandan has been government officers. For like one particular generation, it just has been government officers, and now everybody's in private because government jobs is just so difficult to get now, and the benefits that were there before have to do with retirement and everything, it's not even there. So after 2004 you don't necessarily get pension, and even if you do get it, you have to kind of save half of your money. So mostly people wanted to do government jobs before that, because of the pension. And now because there's no form of pension, people are like, yeah, whatever. Neither. I don't think I can do either. I like your name. I really like your name. I come from a background of, as I said before, government officers, and discipline and working hard and just being good and square and not being conniving, particularly when it comes to work, have been the things that have been taught to me. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart, that is something that I've never talked with my parents about, because my parents are all about working hard, and it might work in their field, but definitely working smart is something that works in my field. I never knew networking or knowing people was going to be this important. I thought it was all about what you do, what you can do, your hard work and all of that, whereas it really does matter who you know. If I told you the amount of frustration I feel at whatever you've just said, I would have to punch this camera in the face. Oh my god. First of all, it's so frustrating to see that this actually happens. Whatever Kritika is saying is the actual shiznakles that happen in society. Happens all the time, happen to so many of my friends, cannot say that it didn't happen to me, and it really sucks. The problem in our society is that everybody is just so effing hypocritical about women and women's bodies and what purpose women's bodies serve. You expect a young girl to never apply makeup. You expect a young girl to never take care of herself, never show off her body before she gets married, or she's like 25 or 23. Suddenly, when she's 25, you realize that, oh my god, you realize that your daughter might get married, so you want to, I don't know, bedazzle her up. And that's the time that everybody starts to tell you that you should take care of yourself. If you take care of yourself at that time, everybody's happy. But once you get married, and after that, when you start taking care of yourself, by God, everybody just flips the F out. Well, now you're married, you don't really need to take care of yourself. You just had to take care of yourself when you had to get the guy. Now you have the guy, so concentrate on the guy. The list of priorities is your whole in-laws, your husband, your children, your dog, the dog's best friend, Chacha, Tao, somebody else, and then at the end of it, you should be there. If you join a gym, everybody will keep on talking about how you like to maintain yourself. Personally, it pisses me off completely, and people are hypocritical. They can say whatever they want, but it's all about controlling women and their bodies and trying to tell women what they can or cannot do with their bodies. All I can say is that it pisses me off. Okay, that's all. This right here is all I can say. It's actually a dance step, but still pissing me off. And know that you are not alone in this, okay? I'm there with you. I'm as pissed about this as you are. So the next time somebody says anything, I don't know, say something really confusing and just confuse the shit out of them, maybe then they'll realize that you're just confusing and they won't talk to you. It does work most of the time. I know, because I do it all the time. So many feels are being felt right now. Just so many feels. So that's it. Those were the questions that I got this time around, and I did a lot of handies and all of that, but I hope that you like this video. And if you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up, and if you like this video a little bit too much, you can also subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button. I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If you have any other questions, you can ask me in the comments box below. If you have any other questions, you can also ask me on all of my social media. All the links are going to be in the description box below. No pressure is bad pressure. Oh shit.